Amidst all the Sonic Movie 3 hype on Tuesday this past week, some other Sonic news was also released on that very same day, for Sonic X Shadow Generations. This news was actually the embargo being lifted for new gameplay of Shadow Generations that was from the demo at the most recent Gamescom. There was actually another trailer released on the same day as Gamescom opening night live, which went over some of Shadow's new Doom powers, and I'll talk about those in this video too, but since a lot of this has already been covered so far, I'm gonna keep this video short and go over more of my thoughts on how I think they'll work in the levels. So first up, Shadow's Doom powers. Side note, but I really love how they're called Doom powers, it just makes them sound really cool and impactful, you know? So the trailer we got for this shows off 5 of Shadow's new Doom powers, the first one being Doom Spear, which is essentially just a Doomified version of Shadow's existing Chaos Spear attack. This one doesn't shake things up too much, since like I just said, it's very similar to a move that already exists, but there might be some special use cases for it. I actually think that it might be used to break certain enemies' shields. Jumping ahead real quick, but we can see here that Shadow uses the Doom Spear to break the shield that this Black Arms enemy has, so I'm wondering if Doom Spear is required to do that, or if it's just quicker to do so. Regardless, I think it looks cool enough. The next Doom power shown is the Doom Blast, which just seems like a normal attack combo at first, but you can actually use this to launch enemies away from Shadow and then teleport to them once they've hit something, which if used correctly, could make for some really cool alternate pathways or skips in the levels. So I'm not entirely sure if you'll be able to perform this move on any enemy, or if it's only specific ones after a button prompt shows up. We can't really see since the UI is disabled in this footage, but I really hope you can do this on any enemy you want to, so that you can essentially make your own skips within any level if there's an enemy nearby. The third Doom power revealed pretty much turns Shadow into Venom, like he straight up becomes a massive symbiote blob. He also kinda looks like Squid from Sonic Frontiers. Anyways, this one is called Doom Morph, and it lets Shadow latch onto these grappling points and swing from them, as well as cling onto walls and ceilings. At least that's what I can gather from watching this footage. This one seems to be the most confusing, cause I'm not entirely sure what its purpose is, seems a bit gimmicky, but hey, maybe it'll be something cool. The fourth Doom power is one that we've already gotten a look at previously, and it's the Doom Wings. Now these were already shown off in the Summer Games Fest trailer a couple months ago, but we didn't really know what they were or how they fit into the gameplay at all, but now we do. These Doom Wings let Shadow fly through some sections in the levels. Seems pretty broken, but I'm assuming they'll have a decent way of balancing them, cause just flying over the entire stage like your tails doesn't seem very hard or very fun. It seems like they might be optional in some areas, but again I have no clue how they're going to be balanced if you can just activate flight at any given time within a level. And finally, the last Doom power is Doom Surf. Nothing super crazy to end it off here, unless there's some kind of hidden super Doom Shadow or something like that, which now that I say it, I really want to see that. But right, Doom Surf. Doom Surf lets Shadow surf on the water. Pretty straightforward, but we've seen a decent amount of gameplay for it so far, and it seems like there'll be a lot of different ways to go about using it within some levels. I'll go over more of that in just a sec though, since it's time to talk about the more recent news that we just got, gameplay of some new levels for Shadow Generations. First up are some brand new levels that were revealed in the Doom Powers trailer, which are Sunset Heights from Sonic Forces and Chaos Island from Sonic Frontiers. Now these are both games that take place after the original Sonic Generations, but since the time meter, well, eats time, it seems like levels from the future are now being pulled into this game. I'm personally okay with it, although it is a bit strange to see Shadow on Chaos Island since he wasn't even in Frontiers. For Sunset Heights that kinda makes sense since he was technically playable there, but it's not really that big of a deal for me. If the levels are fun, then that's all I really care about. The other big selling point here was Metal Overlord returning as a boss fight for Shadow, which looks really cool. This continues the tradition of Sonic, or in this case Shadow, fighting bosses that used to need a super form, however, now they no longer do. Now we actually have footage of pretty much the entire boss fight, which utilizes the Doom Surf power pretty heavily, and I think it looks decent enough. I'm not really looking for crazy boss fights in my Sonic games, which is kinda why the boss fights in Frontiers were such a nice breath of life for Sonic bosses, but this seems like it'll be a good enough fight. I don't really have much else to add besides that. What I do think looks pretty neat though, is the gameplay of Kingdom Valley that we got from the Gamescom demo. This level looks really fun. There seems to be a lot more going on here than in Space Colony Arc, and I really don't see too much Forces-like level design here. This honestly just looks like a good Sonic level to me. There are plenty of alternate pathways that utilize the Doom powers in creative ways, and even normal ones that you can find by replaying the level, aka exactly how Generations level design should be. It still doesn't look identical to Generations. I think some even further refining could be done here, but I think Kingdom Valley is looking like it'll be a really fun level to play and replay. The one thing that I'm happy to see in this level is how the Doom powers are integrated. I was worried that these Doom powers might be a bit too gimmicky, kinda like the Wisps, but they seem less like gimmicks and more like natural additions to Shadow's moveset, in which the level design and platforming can both benefit from, and take advantage of. The Doom Surf ability isn't locked behind some kinda Wisp power-up or weird startup animation. It looks very natural to play with and get used to. Same goes for the Doom Blast like I was saying earlier. If you can use that on any enemy in the game, then I'll be launching enemies all over the place looking for shortcuts in these levels. I just hope the rest of the levels are designed with these Doom powers in mind, because if the level design does take advantage of them, then I think this could be one of the best gimmicks in a Sonic game. Basically what I'm saying is that they don't look like they're here to add unnecessary padding or to break up the flow of the level at all, and instead, they just look like new tools to use in new and creative ways. I'm really excited for Shadow Generations now, as if I wasn't already before, but these Doom powers and new gameplay showcases have really gotten me hyped to play the full game, so I'll be seeing you all in October when it finally comes out. Thanks for watching, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, maybe hit the sub button as well, you know it all already. And as always, I'll be seeing you in Shadow Generations soon. See you next time.